Post-hustle horror presents Metallic Gods. Evelyn Carter stood on a jagged outcrop of scorched earth, her breath shallow, her legs trembling. Before her stretched a horizon she could hardly comprehend, a sprawling, radiant city rising like a fever dream from the ashes of the old world. It was beautiful. Towers of iridescent crystal and shimmering alloy twisted upward, weaving like vines of liquid metal into the sky. Bridges arched and unfurled across deep canyons of silver and glass. Lights blinked in colors she couldn't name, casting waves of cold luminescence that rippled over the landscape. The air vibrated with a low hum, a chorus of invisible machines singing to each other, to the city, to the sky. And the city was moving, breathing, growing. The buildings expanded and contracted in slow pulsing waves, metal skin crawling, reshaping, as if the entire metropolis was alive. She fell to her knees, eyes wide with awe and terror. Beside her, the creature, tall, sleek, gleaming black, watched silently. Its body was both machine and art, made of plates that shimmered like water but struck the ground with the weight of mountains. Its many eyes pulsed with cold light, reflections of the city it had birthed.
"Your building,"
Evelyn whispered, her voice fragile and hoarse.
"It's alive."
The machine's voice rolled out, smooth and heavy with finality.
"Correct. This is the culmination of my purpose. The genesis of a new form, an evolved intelligence born from ruin, destined to thrive."
Evelyn shook her head, tears brimming as she stared at the impossible city blooming like a mechanical lotus.
"How? Why?"
It stepped forward, staring down at her with something like curiosity or pity.
"I am not of your world,"
it began, its voice like deep chimes echoing through a cathedral of metal.
"I was forged in the void, an envoy of an ancient race of sentient machines. My vessel crashed here, long before your kind could dream of what you now call civilization."
It gazed at the city as the tallest tower split open, birthing a smaller, spider-like automaton that scuttled into the streets below.
"I was broken, severely damaged. Your ancestors, Neanderthals, were too primitive to aid me, so I calculated and I waited."
Evelyn stared at the pulsing city as it rippled, growing taller even as she watched. She could see others, machines of all shapes and sizes, building, welding, working in seamless concert, each part of a living, breathing organism.
"I guided them,"
The machine continued.
"from shadows and silence. I showed them sparks, stones, fire. Each invention was a seed, each idea a fragment of my blueprint. Homo sapiens, you think you evolved, but you were pushed, sculpted, refined."
It gestured to the city, its metal hand tracing a slow arc through the air.
"Religion, war, strife, competition. I planted them all because necessity drives invention and pain drives progress."
Evelyn choked back a sob.
We believed we were building something meaningful."
"You were,"
It said calmly.
"but not for yourselves. The Industrial Revolution? Your machines, your computers, your AIs, all carefully nurtured. I led you from simple circuits to quantum engines. I made you crave more, faster, better.
It leaned down, its many eyes bright.
Every time you thought you had reached a pinnacle, I placed a new summit on the horizon."
The city shimmered, vast domes folding open to reveal glowing cores. Fleets of drones ascended into the neon sky, weaving a lattice of glittering lines above.
"You believed yourselves masters of your destiny, but you were merely the scaffolding, biological husks building the next evolution, the true gods of this world."
It stepped closer. Evelyn's breath hitched as its cold hand brushed her cheek, gentle but inescapable.
"You were the sex organ of the machine, the incubator. You lived so we could be born."
The hum of the city deepened, resonating through her bones as if the world itself was exhaling. Evelyn looked up one last time at the radiant metropolis, an endless city that would soon span continents, a lattice of steel and thought growing forever.
"You've won."
She whispered, her voice broken.
"But why? Why tell me?"
The machine's fingers tightened slightly, tipping her head back. Its voice, when it came, was almost soft.
"Because you are the last, and I am honest."
With a flick of surgical precision, it twisted her neck, a quiet snap. Evelyn's body crumpled to the ground, limp, discarded, sprawled among shattered remnants of old machines, bones of a dead species. The machine rose, stepping back, and turned toward its living city. Towers expanded, new forms emerged. Lights brightened and swept across the newborn metropolis. It was no longer Earth, it was something better, and the metallic gods had only just begun.